Well, 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 look what we have here. Yes, finally got him. Oh my God, it took forever. So like, I'm sorry to bore you with this little side story while you stare at the box. So like I placed a pre-order on eBay. And yeah, don't ever do that. Ever. Ever. Because you just cannot trust these people on eBay. I know that seems like obvious, and this was back when I was first collecting, so I just kind of sort of didn't know any better, so I'm just letting you know from my experience, don't do it. Anyway, I blew too much money trying to get him then just to get ripped off, and then had to buy him again from somebody who had it in hand on eBay because it could be nowhere found in Dallas, Texas. Just it could not be found. Everyone kept just selling out, and Target's not selling it in any way, shape, or form online. Can't even pre-order it or order it or anything. So I had to go through these ridiculous measures, but here we are looking right at it. So that's the story here, folk fans. So anyway, with this Recondo, he's number I can't drive 55. And there's his stats that no one likes, and the back that no one cares about. And he is a C3252A. That's the new series that they've the new hub. And this is Apocalypse Now. Yeah, well, sort of, kind of. Anyway, I can't quite put my finger on who he reminds me of. Somebody on another channel suggested Jesse Ventura, and you know what? I don't know that I can argue with that. But we're gonna get a closer look at this bro. So let's have at it. All right. Anyway, so there it is. Movie magic. He's just at the box. Because, nobody wanted to sit here and watch me fumble and crinkle through plastic and be all like, hey, look, there's some accessories and stuff. No one wanted to sit through that. Let's just get to the grub. So here we have it. Now, let's take a look at his very minuscule accessories, shall we? Yes, we shall. Because, if you're in the video this long, you ain't got no choice. And here are his accessories. Now, we shall start with the back of pack, because why not? It's the only thing that's kind of interesting. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, again, lots of good detail. Little canteen, little knapsack here for him to lay on a yoga mat so he can do some yoga stretches. And that's like got the only paint app. Again, very beautiful texture on this. It seems like a high-resolution molding and sculpting right there with all the little folds and such. Very well done. And this gun, y'all, I mean, okay. Yes, it is, well, if I can get it into focus. Come on. You can do it. Who's a good little camera? Come on. Do it. Do it. I hope this is in focus. It's kind of hard to tell. Can't really see. All right, now we're going to see. Come on. There we go. All right, and there it is. There it was. This minuscule, tiny-ass little handgun that just keeps going in and out of focus, and I do not know why. Probably because it's too stupid. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you, disembodied voice. Nobody. So that's it. Minuscule gun. And this, again, super rubbery. I guess that's the new plastic, which is terrible. And this gun, I don't know what it is. I know what it isn't. I have to manually freaking focus it because it just won't go. Anyway, this gun, it's kind of small. The receiver, this part here, is small for it to be like, an M16 or AR style. So it just seems like it's some kind of a rifle, probably a hunting rifle, just based largely on this small little clip magazine. So that's what you get. Itty bitty magazine there. But cool, I suppose, nonetheless. Then you get his, I think it's like what, a Kiri or something Kiri, begins with a K. Some kind of a machete knife hacking through the jungles. This is actually fairly well done, but of course, you know, super rubbery. And that's not because it's hot or warm. It's whatever this is. It's very. It's not very hard plastic, and I worry that if you try to do photography outside, this is going to become a wet noodle in direct sunlight. And then he comes with his hat. Very nice hat. I know it's kind of sort of supposed to be black, but it really just comes off as a blue, especially when this stupid camera doesn't want to. There must be something wrong with the lens. It just keeps getting stuck. Won't zoom into close range. Bizarre. So anyway, those be the accessories. Not very much, but there they are. All right, let's take a look at the man himself. He's got a nice stash going on. All right, doing this again. I'm going to manually focus if we have to here. All right. Lots of detail in his mullet. You know, I guess he uses some kind of cream to get that to slick back. Not bad. I still don't know about him looking like Jesse Ventura though, but he does look familiar. Just can't place it yet. Like maybe from the Wild West or Dennis Quaid. Anyway, I do like the fact that he has this nice little strap that has the gun holster right there on the chest. Does kind of remind me. I know I did Tom Selleck last time, but he does look like Magnum PI. If he just had a Hawaiian shirt, it would be like, oh my God. It does go nicely in the back there. Now he's another one of these that has this. It's a belt. But it's a belt that reveals kind of like an untucked shirt. And everyone remarks on the his compass, which is actually well painted. And he has this really in-depth, huge, thick thigh shield for his machete holder. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And he's got these short boots. And like I said, a lot of these, there are joint problems with some of these newer figures. Like, does that mean, or does his leg look bow-legged to you? And it could be that it's turned. It's hard to say. It does look a little warpy, but overall, I guess not that bad. It's got a paint app on it. It's a new boot. We've not seen this boot, to my knowledge, before. Of course, he's got the Tiger Force stripage. And I believe these legs have been used before. I'd have to double check on who. I think the arms have been used before, but not the chest. Or it might. It could be Spirit Iron Knife's shirt. I'd have to double check. Yeah, you better double check, son. I will beat you in the face. All right, so, and I do like the fact he's got a watch with the paint app. And then this is the first time I've seen nothing on the wrist there, just like raw plastic. It's a little weird and unnerving. As far as articulation goes, he's exactly like every other GIJoe classified figure. Wrists go, have an up and down motion instead of curving on the inside. And then, he can't look up too far because of that mullet. Don't hurt me. But he can look down. Oh, yeah. I can see my feet. And he can ouch. He can stiff leg. He needs a warm bath, y'all. I don't think I could see whether or not he kicks his butt, but I don't think he will. Just And looking at that joint, I can already tell it's going to rub up when it gets to the point. Won't get too terribly far. Got the double jointed pinless elbows. He does have pinless legs, which suggests he's a newer generation buck, not a reuse of an old one per se. Even though he's got the old ab crunch. Oh, I took a hit. Oh, my back. Anyway, so that is he. That is Recondo. That means he condos again? No, just kidding. Oh, that was terrible. Such bad humor, buddy. Yeah, I know, right? No one's here for my bad humor. But me, I am. So then, let us do some comparisons. Okay, to start our comparisons off, let's start off with a few of the Tiger Force brethren. And as you could see, both Recondo and Bazooka share the very same color spectrum and design type of the pants. So that's very interesting. And if we look more or less carefully, we will see that yes, the arms, or at least this part of it, this arm here, that shoulder is the same sort of shoulder as Duke. It is not the same shirt, because as you could see here, well, yeah, there's no, he doesn't have a medal. So not the same as that. I'd have to do a little bit more in depth, but as far as size comparison, it looks like Bazooka with his hat is a little bit taller, and it seems like Duke is actually a little bit taller. So Recondo seems to be kind of short. It's kind of surprising. I don't know why I expected him to be taller somehow. But yeah, you could tell these guys really kind of fit in. Jungle warfare, baby. All right. And in this comparison, I was able to validate that, yes, his chest, this buck here, is the same as Spirit Iron Knife's. So it is that version of the shirt. And the pants, I still haven't been able to figure it out. I thought it was close with the Dusty over here, but it is also not. So, but here you have three distinct styles of Joe and covert warfare here. Oh, and yeah, I might as well tell you, I kind of rolled that rifle and went with a Valaverse rifle. Kept his minuscule gun though. Whoopee, right? Anyway, so yeah, Recondo still slightly on the short side from Dusty, but about the same height as Spirit Iron Knife. That's a little unusual. So in terms of Valaverse, he again on the short side, but you know, in general, he matches up fairly well with Valaverse in this particular example, and it kind of fits in. I do kind of like him next to that infantry commando. Very interesting. It's those leg things that they all have. It's very reminiscent, right? So I could totes see that, yo. Okay, in this comparison, we have the long shot from the Mojo set, and we have Iceman Cometh from the Spidey and his amazing friends. Nah, no, it's not a good matchup. I mean, just even from the shapes of the character heads, I mean, long shot perhaps, but Iceman, not just no, but hell no. He doesn't really fit in well. I just don't see Recondo ever discovering or happening upon Iceman, in my opinion. It's possible he could come up with, long shot, especially if you have Mojo like create a portal and GIJoes kind of fall in and they have to deal with that world. That would be an interesting scenario I could see for sure. In my final comparison, I'm going to look at one other toy line, the X-Rays. Tatiana. I can't remember her name. I apologize. It's on the tip of my tongue and it fell off and rolled down the hill. Oh, well. But I do like that her weapon is very similar in that curved shape as his chimichurri. I don't know. I can't pronounce the thing. I'm so sorry. I know it's simple. It's just not there in my brain. So it's going to have to show up in text format at the bottom of the screen. And then you have She-Hulk from Marvel Legends, which the reason why I would say that she works well in comparison is largely because they base these particular figures off of live action television instead of comics or cartoons. And so therefore they have a very realistic depiction to them. And so in that regard, they show up really well. So I can actually see these three together as an option. Recondo gets dropped into some Amazonian arena to fight, or She-Hulk bursts in to save the day. Who knows, man? I see that as far more plausible. So that is that. Well, that'll about wrap up my review of Recondo. And as you can see, I have him mounted on a horse. I mean, why not? This is the McFarlane Witcher horse Roach. They had it kind of on sale on Amazon, and it's a good horse, a little frustrating. You kind of really need to know horse anatomy to figure out how to properly pose it. I'm still not even convinced I did a good job here because I did it too fast. Anyway, I like this figure. Sorry, Viper Island can just go to places unholy because, you know what? There's pass on this figure. No, don't pass on this figure because they pass on just about every figure. And if that were the case, you wouldn't have any G.I. Joes. So, yeah. If you can find him, buy him. Not because he's hard to find, but because he's a cool and interesting character. And that's exactly what he is. A character. Because he has character. Anyway, on with the photos.